name is Craig Allen, and I'm the Director of Housing and Residence Life at TCU. In this next video, I'm going to take you around campus to meet some students in their natural habitat, their dorms, to talk to you about what it's like living on campus here at TCU. Tell us a little bit about how do you get along with them and how did you get to know them and what was that experience like?
So I got to know my roommate through Facebook, and then I didn't know my suite mates at all. It was completely random, and it worked out great. I had an awesome roommate and I had an awesome suite mates. I think the biggest thing is that communication is key. And if you have a problem, it is so much better to talk it out with your roommate than to bottle it up till halfway through the semester when you're then mad at your roommate and you also have finals. You both probably have something or a conflict with one another at some point, so it's just a lot easier to just talk that out with your roommate. And going out to roommate dinners every now and then to be able to hang out with your roommate in a different setting beside your room is also fun and another way to get to know your roommate.
That's great advice. Matt, second year on campus, you're living in the Commons. Why is the Commons a great spot to be?
I love living in the Commons just because the location is absolutely prime. You look out your front door and you never know what you're going to see, whether it's the giant inflatables from the crew or just people throwing a frisbee or anything like that. And you're right near classes, but you're also so close to everything else, whether it's the rec, football stadium, the blue, all of it. It's just so accessible, which is probably the main thing I like.
What is the best thing about living in Milton Daniel Hall?
I think the best thing about living here is it's such an awesome community of people, like-minded people that are really invested in their academics, as well as wanting to meet people and wanting to form great relationships.
So as you form those great relationships, give me maybe a couple of your favorite memories of how you've gotten to know other students here in Milton.
I think one of my favorite memories of getting to know people is through the Milton Cup. So it's basically a year-round competition where they'll hold different games and activities for where each hall is competing against each other, and then when you win, you get points, then you get to have dinner with the chancellor by the end. So that's been a really great way for us to become closer with the girls on our hall, while also getting to know people from other halls because you're participating in the same activities, but also being competitive.
Do you think it would help if you knew you were competing for dinner with the chancellor and me?
Ooh, definitely, of course.
That's an idea.
Well, I mean, our hall is actually winning, so
we're a little biased.
Yeah, we're biased.
And so the three of you didn't know each other before you became roommates. So Alex, tell me a little bit. So that means we assigned you, the housing office did. A lot of students are thinking, oh, gee, is that really a thing? And it is. How's that worked out? And what do you think makes it work?
I think it's definitely helpful to really talk to your roommates a lot when you first get here and just kind of figure out where everyone's out in terms of keeping the room clean and just little things that you might not think about and just making sure everyone's on the same page. But these guys were so great, just being so welcoming. And I mean, we're all in the same boat, kind of thrown into a new situation. So I think it was great just to have these two to kind of rely on and know we're all going through the same thing.
It's really important to establish like when you're going to be talking, when you're going to be hanging out, and when you're going to be like, okay, this is my own space now. We're all going to work on our own things. We're going to get our homework done. We're going to do whatever we need to do. And which can be kind of hard sometimes since we're all really good friends. Like sometimes we just want to talk and hang out and not get our work done. But it's good that sometimes we can be like, okay, now we're focusing. We're not going to talk. It's okay.
It has been great, but at times you just want to have like a time to go off and just like be in your own little bubble and not talk to everyone. And we've actually figured out that with all of our beds lofted, if you hang a blanket, you can like make yourself a little fort under there. So like there is a way to like give yourself some privacy and just take a chill day. So it's been really good.
And we thought that fort building was done in middle school, but here you are. The forts are back. You're living with two other people and you guys have become great friends. But what are some of the things that make living together with other people, like what do you have to do to make that work?
Definitely being respectful in the mornings. If someone has an early class and other people don't, you have to be super respectful and be quiet in the mornings. I guess just, I would say like having good communication. You have to not be scared to respectfully tell your roommate if they're doing something you don't like. That was super important, especially in the beginning when you're getting to know them.
So you meet this new person and you have suite mates. What advice would you have for other students who are going to be in that same position right now watching this video?
I think first, like general freshman advice, I'd really like to say try things out. My freshman year, I didn't really get super involved. I was really shy and timid, but this year I got involved in student government and LEAP service program and all that kind of stuff, which is fun.
Here in Foster Hall, there's about 200 and some students that live here. What are some of your favorite things about Foster Hall? What have you enjoyed getting to do here and experience here?
The RAs, honestly, are, obviously I'm biased because I've lived here for a year, but I think the RAs do a really good job of building the community. And I've been in a couple different residence halls, and I can honestly say, with even say I'm biased or whatever, Foster has one of the best communities, just because of the dynamic that the desk has going on, and there's someone always in the lobby, they're studying, or maybe someone will throw on a movie and they're on their laptop, or you're just down there talking until midnight or later. So and we have the nest here as well, where people spend a lot amount of time. So just a community that Foster is able to build for freshmen. And I think it's important because for me, moving away from home for the first year was, a big adjustment. And I think being able to be around people that are, nice and are committed to making their residents feel comfortable was a great thing for me.
What other kinds of things happen in Moncrief? What makes it fun to be here?
Oh, yeah. So over the course of our dorm, ice cream socials, different kind of activities where you're going to floors, from physical activities to, I remember with my hall director, Amani here, I played Jeopardy against him when we were going on. Let's talk about how we're going to have a karaoke session next week. I've been able to have movie watches with my friends. I've been able to just go into a room, study a bunch right before my final. I was actually able to kick butt on it. Just all these sorts of activities that went on in Moncrief, where sometimes if you want to do it solo, you absolutely can. If you want to do it with a small group of people, you can. If you want to do it with the entire dorm, there's always those possibilities, and it just keeps reminding me, like, wow, I really think this is the best dorm on campus.